Someone makes you feel wanted and then pulls away. They text first, they lean in, they seem interested, and just when you start to believe this might actually go somewhere, something shifts. They get slower, colder, harder to read. And now you're left with the question that messes with people more than they admit. What changed? In this video, I'll show you why people can come in warm and then turn distant. Because if you don't understand that shift, you'll keep blaming yourself for patterns you never created. First, some people like the feeling of connection more than the reality of commitment. That's where a lot of confusion starts. They enjoy the attention. They enjoy the flirting. They enjoy the energy of being wanted and wanting someone back. But enjoyment is not intention. Just because someone likes the moment does not mean they're prepared for what comes after it. And that's already painful enough, but it gets worse. Because this still isn't the main reason people pull away. Second, early interest is cheap. That sounds harsh, but it's true. In the beginning, interest is often driven by novelty, curiosity, chemistry, ego, excitement. The start is easy, the start is light, the start costs almost nothing. But when things begin to feel real, when consistency, clarity, and emotional availability are required, a lot of people suddenly stop looking attractive and start looking unready. That's the shift many people miss. They think, but they were so interested. Yes, at the start. But early interest and real capacity are not the same thing. And this is exactly why so many people build hope too early. Third, some people pull away the moment they feel emotionally exposed. At first, they come forward, they text more, they ask more, they seem open. But then something real starts forming. And that's when fear shows up. Fear of rejection, fear of losing freedom, fear of being known too deeply, fear of not being enough. So they do what emotionally unready people often do. They retreat before the connection can ask anything serious of them. And here's the part people get wrong. They assume the retreat means they imagined everything. Not always. Sometimes the interest was real. The problem is that interest is easier than intimacy. Fourth, some people like being chosen more than they like choosing. That's a brutal sentence, but it explains a lot. Some people come alive when they feel desired. It boosts them. It excites them. It gives them energy. But once they know they have your attention, the chase is over. The uncertainty is gone. The emotional reward drops, and suddenly, so do they. That doesn't mean you meant nothing. It means their interest was feeding on tension, not depth. And if you don't understand that, you will keep trying to recreate the beginning, hoping warmth will come back if you just say the right thing. It usually won't. Fifth, many people are attracted to potential until reality starts speaking. At the beginning, people project. They fill gaps with fantasy. They imagine who you are, they imagine how this could feel, they build an emotional picture before they really know you. But the moment reality becomes clearer, the fantasy gets tested. And some people do not pull away because you failed. They pull away because reality replaced projection. That hurts, because it feels personal. But not everything that feels personal is actually about your worth, and this is where the video starts getting uncomfortable. Because sometimes the reason people pull away has less to do with you, and more to do with what they were using you for emotionally. Sixth, some people want closeness, but only on their terms. They want the attention, the reassurance, the emotional high, but they don't want responsibility, clarity, or mutuality. They want access without weight, warmth without pressure, nearness without accountability. That's why they can feel intensely present one week and strangely absent the next, because they were never moving toward a relationship, they were moving toward a feeling, and once that feeling changed, so did their behavior. If you're tired of reading people wrong, subscribe. That's exactly what this channel is for. Now here's where people usually start blaming themselves. They think, maybe I moved too fast, maybe I cared too much, maybe I said the wrong thing. And yes, sometimes timing matters, sometimes pressure matters, but people often overestimate their mistake and underestimate the other person's instability. Seventh, inconsistency is often the message. People love hunting for hidden meanings, but sometimes the answer is painfully simple. If someone felt strong at the start and weak right after, that inconsistency is not a mystery to solve forever. It is data. Not all attention is trustworthy, not all warmth is stable, not all attraction has roots. And that is hard to accept because when someone makes you feel wanted, your mind starts building a future before the pattern is proven. That's human. But it's also dangerous. Eighth, people pull away when the version of themselves they performed at the start becomes too hard to maintain. At the beginning, a lot of people show their best energy. They're sharper, warmer, more intentional, more available. But that version costs effort, and eventually who they really are starts catching up. That is why some people don't change after the beginning. They reveal. And now we are getting close to the hardest part of this whole thing. Because the biggest reason people pull away is not always disinterest. Sometimes it's something even more confusing. Ninth, they were never as clear inside themselves as they looked on the outside. Some people come in strong because they feel strong in the moment. But feelings are not decisions. Mood is not maturity. Desire is not direction. So yes, they may have meant what they showed you in that moment, but that does not mean they had the structure to carry it forward. And this is where so many people get trapped. They keep honoring the beginning as if the beginning was a promise. It wasn't, not unless it became consistent. 10th, people pull away when interest is real enough to start, but not deep enough to stay. That's one of the hardest truths in dating. Not every connection is fake, not every beginning is manipulation. Not every warm start is a lie. Sometimes it was real, just not strong enough, not mature enough, not anchored enough. And when the first emotional friction arrived, it collapsed. That's why the shift hurts so much, because it wasn't nothing, but it also wasn't enough. And when you don't understand that, you start asking the wrong question. You ask, was any of it real? A better question is, was it real enough to remain consistent? And when someone goes from wanted to distant, that is the question that matters. Because the real issue is not that they were warm once, the real issue is that they could not stay clear when warmth needed weight. So when people pull away, stop worshiping the beginning. Stop building your whole interpretation on the strongest moment. Look at the pattern. Look at the consistency. Look at whether their interest survives reality. That's where truth starts. And that's the question I want to ask you. Do people pull away more because they lose attraction, or because they were never emotionally ready to carry it in the first place? One strong start can fool you, but a pattern tells the truth. Real interest does not just appear fast. It stays clear when things become real. And once you understand that, you stop turning every warm beginning into a promise. And if you've ever had great conversations with someone at the start and then suddenly watch them go flat, watch this next. I'll show you why conversations suddenly die.